Welcome to the Instant Ink Comic Book Podcast. This is the first episode. We're going to try some new stuff that we haven't really tried before. So bear with us as we try to work it out together. But the goal of this podcast is for us to speak with creators, and at the end of it, we produce a instant one-page comic. So we'll talk to writers, artists, whomever, and work together to get to this beautiful masterpiece at the end of our conversation. So my name is Adriano. I'm a writer and letterer. And yeah, you can find my work at pestocomics.com. I've done stuff such as Crazy Latte Thing Called Love, Unlimited Udo, Stay Cool, and the upcoming From Parts Unknown, which you can see behind me. And Roberto, I've actually worked with you quite a bit. You're an artist. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you. I'm Roberto Viacava. I'm a comic book artist and the creator of Voyager 1, 2, and 3 I'm working on right now. And I've been doing comics for over 20 years. I worked for several publishers from Italy, France, and the US. And now I'm starting my own publishing company with Green Iceberg Press. You can find me online on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Right on. Yeah. So everywhere that's important.
Yeah. I don't
Right.
have my own web page. Oh, I have my page as an artist, but not my publisher company. You can find it on robertoviacavaillustration.com.
Nice. All right. So yeah. So as you can see, we cover a gamut of comic book creation, right? So I usually start it. Roberto does all of the heavy lifting. And so that's how this is going to go today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a prompt. So I'm going to bring up a prompt generator here, and we're going to pick one. And from that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a one-page comic that we'll brainstorm, and then Roberto will get to drawing it. And by the end of it, we'll have a piece of art that didn't exist just a few minutes before this started. So these are some prompts that came up automatically. Let's roll the dice and see what we get. All right. We got Coming Dread. What right about doing something that needs to be done right away, but nobody wants to do it? There's Warehouse, the secrets that are taking place in an old abandoned warehouse. Abandoned Beauty, a place that became beautiful because it was abandoned. World Map, place a character in exotic location. I feel like that's Voyager, right?
Yeah, I was there about to say the same.
That one's almost cheating. And then Peace Out. What do you find peaceful? Is there Roberto?
The abandoned warehouse is the Peace Out.
Peace Out is I feel like that's too easy. No, I don't know.
I feel we can mix them all together.
Yeah, so we're not going to be strict with this. I think the idea is if we have a couple ideas that work together, we can certainly combine them. Abandoned Beauty and Peace Out go together. Even those last three, arguably, can go together.
Yeah, and the warehouse was abandoned too. So
true. Yeah, it's a lonely set of prompts.
It's a beautiful abandoned warehouse in a world map.
Yeah, it's depressing. But it's okay. So the biggest challenge with all of this is trying to fit beginning, middle, and end in one page, right? Because there's a limitation to how much you're going to be able to squeeze in. We're not going to do like an Alan Moore style, like 12 panels, right? Because we want to give you space to do your thing. So we need to think of something that works on one page. So the fact that these are all kind of lonely topics kind of work in our favor because we can pick something that has one character, right?
Yes. So now that we are like starting the process of creating a story, let me ask you something as a writer.
Sure.
Do you always start like this, like starting to figure out the beginning, the middle, and the end, or just?
Yeah, there's a theory in writing of like plotters and pantsers. I am very much a plotter, which means you know all of it before you ever actually start the writing process. You've laid it all out, beginning, middle, end for every character. You really like, by the time you're sitting to actually start the writing, you know the story inside and out.
You connect the dots at the end.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's all just like by the end, you're just putting the garnish on. That's your dialogue and whatever. Like you're just prettying it up. But the foundation of the story is very solid before you ever start the actual like writing of a script. Like you know that story inside and out. The other way I find I meander, maybe I never have an ending. or a point. If I don't start with the ending and know where I'm headed, I don't ever get there. So yeah, that's typically my approach. How
But
do you have a
it's
preference?
not, sorry, there's not just one way to do it. There are a couple of ways to approach how to start writing a script.
100%.
Sorry?
Yeah, yeah. Like every writer has their own kind of approach to it. Again, mine is very, I wouldn't say particular. It's just, it depends on how some folks will do a very rough outline. They'll give themselves like a brief summary and jump from there. Some go with nothing. Like I know, so Stephen King, like he's a famous pantser. He sits down, says it's time to write, and he starts writing. He doesn't even think about like this. He lets the story come to him. Probably why all his books are like 700 pages long because it takes a while to get to the point. So it really depends on what your goal is too and how you feel comfortable. But yeah, I find if I just sit and write, like I can produce something, but I don't necessarily get to where I want it to go until I like pick
So,
some, right?
so that means that you always know where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I really try to, to give myself a roadmap. That doesn't mean that halfway through writing something, I don't change it. I've done that plenty where I'm like, you know what? This isn't working or it's not hitting the way I thought it might. I need to add this or remove that. So there's definitely flexibility in there, but I feel like you never really get there till again, it's one style. You never really get there until you have a roadmap to follow, right? And then you can start saying, maybe if we take a turn here, we can still get there, right? But it's totally like a choice, and that's just me. I'm very meticulous in that way. I need to know. I need to know why.
Okay. One thing I want to clarify that obviously English is not my first language.
Yeah.
I want to know when you say panzer,
Ah.
it's like the tank or something
Oh,
else.
so it's Pantser, like Pantser. It's a take on flying by the seat of your pants. And that's turned into Pantser. So that's the idea, but it's literally like you just jump in and start shooting,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Flying by the Pantser, it's been shortened to.
Well, if you jump with the tank,
That works. You just roll through and figure it out. You can go wherever you want. You don't need a road. So that works too.
that's cool.
But yeah, so that's where I come from. I really like to know where I'm headed. And I think it's important when we're talking about something like this, right? What we wouldn't want to do is pick a topic, say that sounds good, and then we're 5 panels in and we still haven't got to the point. We're out of
Right.
space because we're doing one page.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to know where the ending is. So what do we go with? I'm gonna say that first one, the coming dread, is speaking to me a little bit. I
Okay.
don't know where to go with it. It's something that needs to be done right away, but nobody wants to do it. And I could picture like a bunch of people standing in a circle waiting for someone to do something. That's
Yeah.
the image in my head. But what are they
That's
trying to do?
something. Yes.
Is it a grenade that has to be lobbed back? Is it what could it be? Is it oh, okay.
Go to the dentist.
Is it like I'm thinking, okay, tell me if this is we don't have to do it. So it's a bunch of people in an office and one guy smells really bad. And they all so I'm picturing people in a cubicle, they're all standing around, and then you have a guy sitting there and there's like the flies and the stink coming off him, and nobody wants to tell him that he smells. I don't know if that's a good idea at all. That's just what's coming to me.
It graphic. We can think something like
So the thing with this is I feel like silly's easier than
yeah.
taking it too seriously.
Yeah, to do
Something short, it's always easier if it's a gag. And I wonder, because you could always, it's a reveal. So it's a bunch of people in the office and they're all holding their breath. It doesn't have to be an office. It's a more exciting setting than an office. In a car? Are they all trapped in a car together? No, because I'm not going to make you draw a car. That's mean. How do you feel
maybe.
about that actually? So just a off topic. So I always try to avoid artists drawing cars because I know it's a sticking point. A lot of
Oh, I
artists
like
draw
drawing
cars.
cars.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, you're one of the few. I feel like that's like a faux pas, where if you're asking a favor, but you're like, "I need you to draw a car," and it's always, "Oh my goodness, okay, fine." I don't know what it is about that.
Not
That
sure.
yeah. Is it the
Because
rigidity of it?
not one of them, so I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So I know from your like you're into the like you do really well with like architecture, that kind of thing. So I imagine, yeah, that kind of falls in your wheelhouse. That
I have a background in architecture. I
right on.
am
That makes sense.
in Argentina. In high school, you can choose like a specialty in constructions.
Okay.
So I learned perspective drawing in the second year. Actually, you start learning in first year of the high school, but in second year, I had a great teacher who taught us perspective drawing with vantage points and everything. I understood it right away, and
Nice.
that changed my life.
So it was just like a natural.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And with cars, I don't know, it- like it's not easy. It's true. It's because you can do a generic car, you understand how it works, but to do a specific model or brand, that maybe that's harder. But I like to express movement with the wheels and the turning and everything, and it's cool for me.
Nice. Nice. What about horses? How do you feel about horses?
I can do them. I need more reference to make
Fair enough.
them realistically, but I have the gist of it, the structure. I can do it.
Right on. Yeah, because I know. So same thing. So the new Wonder Woman, the absolute Wonder Woman that's coming out, she rides like a Pegasus from hell or something like that. An artist on that book was saying like, I hate drawing horses, but this horse is amazing. So I made her add it in every panel of the script. Even when it wasn't in the script, the horse is in the background because
In the background, yes.
but normally I hate it. I hate it when they say to draw a horse, but for some reason this one like just spoke to me. So again, it's always interesting, like what
Yeah,
prefer to draw what they
that's
don't,
the
right?
thing. It's not only the thing that you have to draw. If the story inspires you, you want to draw everything, every panel.
That's
That,
fair.
so
Yeah.
that you have the proof there. He doesn't like to draw horses, but the story makes it worth it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so speaking of things that inspire you, does anything here inspire you?
Um,
You have to go with my idea. I have more, I swear.
I like the common thread. I think that you can like
Maybe go something more dramatic than
yeah, you can do something dramatic, more mysterious, and I don't know, maybe we can set it on the no general like fantasy or the I don't know the something more horror
like
maybe.
yeah. So is it like a door? Like a door that everyone's afraid to open. I feel like so the thing with the coming dread, right? I feel like the trick with that prompt is you don't reveal what everyone's dreading until the final panel, right?
Yes, there's something that has to be done right away. It's now or never, or we'll all be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, like just tension. Like 3 panels, 2 panels, 3 panels, the tension,
Yeah,
and reveal.
yes, because maybe nobody wants to do it because the one who has to do it is certain death or something. It's a suicidal mission.
That's why
Suicide.
I was thinking like a grenade, but that's like
Oh, right.
boring. Yeah, I feel
Yes.
like it's boring because it's an inanimate object. Maybe we go with a car. We were just talking about cars. Is it people going towards a cliff and they have to jump out, but one person has to stay with the car? Hmm.
Yeah, I
How to,
feel like the page will be like Mr. Reveal, and that's it.
yeah, like it's a
It's
game.
like a little zoom out until you reveal the whole story
Yeah.
or something like that.
No, I think that works. I think that works. So if you do that, maybe it's the okay. So let's just go with the car on a cliff, like heading towards a cliff. You don't know that it's a cliff. You don't even know that they're in a car, right? It's people having an argument. But why are they not jumping out of the car?
Yeah.
That part we have to figure out. Or
Everyone wants to do that if you're going to
yeah, who's going to be the dummy that's going to be like, no, I'll stay. Okay, or maybe it's okay, here. It's a car. stuck on some train tracks. The car is stuck on the train tracks, and they don't want to get out because they don't want to leave the car. And then the car gets hit by the train. But he's trying to start the car. They want to push the car. The car's not moving, but they have to run. The train's gonna hit the car, and that's how you end it. So it's not, yeah. And then the last panel is like the train going through the car. So you don't know that, like, you don't even know that they're on train tracks. You just know that they're arguing about this car. They're trying to push it and trying to start it, and then a train comes through, and that's why
But what's the thing that nobody wants to do?
they don't want to leave the car. It's like a
Yes.
beautiful hot
Yes.
ride.
And they have to do it right away.
They have to get out of the car, or the train's gonna hit them. But they would
Yes.
rather
But you
save
have to,
the car. But
you,
there's no
you have,
saving.
but you have to show like the impending doom.
I feel like you don't know what the doom is.
Okay.
Right? So here's the other catch about a one page. You're gonna see it. Like, it's not.
Yes.
If you had a page turn, you have some mystery. You don't know what the thing is. So like, if we were doing a 2-pager, I would have them all panicking, doing whatever, and then they flip the page and the train hits. Right? We don't have that advantage because you look at the page, you're gonna see that the final panel is a train. So maybe that's not as exciting when you know what is happening. So if not that,
They're not, what's that? I don't know. Okay. Nothing. This, we didn't write or draw any line yet, but this is all really cool about the process of creating a page. I hope everyone at home is enjoying it.
yeah, like this is how it happens. It's just you keep throwing ideas out there till one sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing too is, yeah, you don't necessarily know when it's gonna hit. Okay. So yeah, we have some other options. I feel like we're into this coming dread thing, but it does rely on a reveal, but we don't have the benefit of a reveal. Like, whatever is being shown is shown. So we have to think of, it can't necessarily be like a surprise or a visual surprise because it'll be spoiled immediately. So how do you do a surprise without doing it completely visual and still make it exciting? Because you don't want it to be like a couple words and it's,
What if you get it out of the way? You show the doom in the first panel, right? Like the train coming, or I don't know, maybe a dragon about to blow with a fire, and then a group of people, like, they have to confront that. You have to choose one of them to confront the dragon, or one of them to go stop the train, or something like that. And the tension is between who is picked to do that, right? There's no hero that it's stepping in the front. Is the group like, try to decide who is pushed to do that thing.
Okay. So it's like drawing straws. Who's going to draw the short straw? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. That's good. I think that's a better approach because, then it's not relying on the thing that's
surprise.
It's who's unlucky.
Yeah. And the reveal at the end, it's not that flashy to, like, you just look the page and you find out what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay. So maybe it's thinking about, maybe rather than worrying about the item, it's the characters.
Yes.
Right.
And
then
decision.
Maybe through that we'll figure out what the thing is. Because, okay, so we don't want to crowd it. Again, there's a one page, so 3 people max.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we're going with Coming Dread. So just for the sake of this
Yes.
conversation, let's clear that screen. Okay. Coming Dread is our theme. I'm gonna put that right here. Theme. Coming Dread. That's better. Okay. Theme. Okay. And then let me know when you're ready to start with your screen and I'll throw it up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready. Let's do it. Adding it to the stage. Coming Dread.
All right. I didn't pick any format specifically at all. Just grab the first I found.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with what we got. Okay, cool. So coming dread. So if we have three characters, one of them is obviously going to lose. So what's like a relationship that these three characters would have?
What's the dread? It's the train, the dragon, the car of the cliff. No, we can't do
The cliff doesn't work. I think we could scrap the cliff. If the dread is the person getting stuck doing something, then it has to be, like you said, it has to be somebody thrown into it. So the train doesn't work either because that would be a situation where somebody's willfully doing it. Whoever owns the car is the one that wants to save the car. So that doesn't necessarily work either. So scrap that idea. So let's go with the dragon for now. So say somebody has to go fight the dragon.
Okay, so they are knights or soldiers or
Are they knights? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the problem is there are no knights. Right? So they're peasants. They're farmers. And dragon is in the barn with the cows.
The bar with what? Sorry?
It's in their barn with the cows and the sheep or whatever's in there. Whatever the barn is. That's the challenge. Okay, so the dragon is in the barn. And now, who has the most to lose by drawing the short straw? Right? So what's the relationship? So if they're all farmers, or I'm trying to think, what could make this a little more dynamic? Because we don't want them all to be the same thing. It helps if there's a power imbalance, right? Someone's like the owner or the farm. So if it's like a medieval, maybe this doesn't work. It doesn't have to be a dragon specifically either. It could be just a monster or whatever, just to make it like modern. If we have to go that way, someone has something to lose. If it's three peasants, they don't care. Right? So it has to be stakes. And then one of them has to have more to lose than the other. And that's obviously the person that's going to get sent in.
The owner of the cows.
The owner of the cows? Or what's the dynamic here? I'm trying to think what could work. What would be the problem for any of them? Right? Like they obviously, the easy answer is like they'll die, but they don't care. That's not, they all have the same concerns. So that's not exciting. It has to be somebody with a ton to lose is the one that unfortunately has to go away.
Maybe more like a situation like they're a rock in a hard place. The dragon is in one side and there's something else in the other side.
Yeah, I like that. So it's like the car again. All right. Something they want to save, but what?
It's there's the dragon in one side and the cliff in the other side, and the car is in the middle.
Just do all of them together. The dragon is driving the car to the cliff.
Train.
We're losing the plot here. Okay. What if? So there's something in there that they need, and they can't get in. Just going with the car. Is it their car? Is that the answer? Do they have a car in the barn and the dragon? Does that work? I like the car off the cliff. That's good. But it doesn't work for the speed. Okay. Yeah. So the problem, this prompt, somebody needs to lose something. Somebody needs to.
Maybe the problem is the barn. We shouldn't make the barn.
Maybe the problem is the barn. Yeah. What if it's.
Maybe they are protecting their houses. They all have the same stakes, but
somebody has to be the one to go.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. What if?
What? Oh, maybe it's the castle door. They have to keep pushing. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like
they have to hold the door.
This is an obstacle.
Yes.
Right. Like it's like somebody has to go turn off the lights. Turn off the lights is a bad example, but somebody has to go flip that switch. Otherwise, we're all dead. Who's the one that's going to go flip the switch? Right. which is where we started anyway. That's not new information, but I feel like we're getting somewhere. Oh man, this is difficult. Okay, 3 characters.
Wait, maybe we need a creature that is not so powerful as the dragon. Maybe it's
Yeah, it's like certain death. That's the threat in itself, is the
yeah,
fact that they're gonna die if they go in this room.
maybe it's a moose.
I like that. It's a okay. Maybe. Is it like okay, so like new idea. Maybe it's like a campsite and it's a moose or a bear going after their food. And the person who has to get the food is it's the one who made the food. Is the one who is the big guy who wants the food the most. um, or is it that like there's a bear and the car keys are in the tent? Somebody has to go get the car key.
That's a good idea.
All right. Okay. I think we're on to something. So it could be moose or bear. What do you prefer to draw?
A bear or a moose? I think a bear is more.
Both. They're friends. Oh, okay. Here's the twist. maybe we don't focus on who loses. We focus on okay. So there's a bear. Let's say I'm just gonna go with bear. There's a bear. You get the car keys.
Yes.
Go to get the car keys. They do like rock, paper, scissors. One of them loses, goes into the car, or goes into the tent to grab the keys, and there's a moose on the other side of the tent. And that's how it is. So it's like you got away from one, but you ran into the other.
Okay.
How does that sound? Does that work? And that's how many panels? Like if we did. Okay. I'm trying to picture this now. So we have a panel of all of them upset, or the bear at the tent. No, wait. Okay. No, you do a bit of a reveal. So first panel is our characters all standing there watching, right? Then you have them.
Maybe that they are watching from inside the car with, they talk about they don't have the kids and the kids are on the.
Yes, I like that. Yeah. Start with them and then you reveal that it's the bear at the tent, right? And then they do the rock, paper, scissors or whatever.
Yeah.
Person sneaks in the tent, moose on the other side. So how many was that? Car, bear. The one's in like an insert. I wouldn't even count that. It's like their hands, but fine. 3. That's so their hands, the person sneaking into the tent, moose on the other side, 5 panels. Does that sound doable?
I didn't understand what they get into the tent. Like the tent has 2 doors or the door,
or the moose is in the tent.
The moose is in the, or maybe when
doesn't have to be a moose.
yeah, right.
Or flip it. The moose is outside and the bear is inside. Say the bear can fit in the tent.
Oh,
it's like a cup. They could still mess you up, but it's there.
Okay, so how many panels? So
5 panels.
5 panels.
5 panels.
The first and the first
panel 1 is so we don't need 3. We can go with 2, right? 2 people in the front seat.
Right.
Yes. And this is where they argue. Saying, did you grab the keys? No, I thought you did. Right?
So they are inside the car. And you can see the tent and the bear outside, right? Or the moose.
Do we want to do that in one panel? Or do we want to just show the characters in the first one?
Oh.
And then we get like again, it's all on page, but still you get a bit of a reveal. Like, why are these guys so panicked?
Yes.
And it gives you a bit of a chance to do some expression.
Yes.
Up there. Yeah. Perfect.
This is very basic, but there's some detail you had time.
Right on. This is the foundation, right?
Yes. So I gotta always shrink them.
This is good. We get to see your process, right? Get some understanding of how we start from nothing.
Yes. Now we can see from inside out. Maybe the
Yeah, I like that. It's a lot more cinematic.
yeah. And there's the tent and the bear. Maybe he's what should it be like menacing or just standing there? That's enough.
I think it being there is enough. And what are we doing? We're doing the moose or the bear? What do we decide on? What's outside the tent?
I think a bear is more scary for the general public.
Yeah, that's fair. We don't want to go with the Canadian angle of the
Yeah.
bear is more universal. Yes, that's fair.
And I make it bigger than the tent. Maybe some trees back. Or maybe it's night and it's so light up by the lights of the car.
Oh yeah,
Big shadow.
I like that idea.
And the guys are light from under.
Yep.
I don't know if you understand anything of this.
As long as you do.
Yeah.
I see this. I see the structure there. It makes sense.
Okay. And now I have some space for the balloons. And
We'll keep the dialogue light. So
okay.
don't need too much. I think the first one will establish the scene, and then the second one will just be how they decide. So the third panel,
Yes. Do I need an insert for the missing key?
or do we do them like doing like a rock paper scissors?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to be. It's just an insert of their hands. Someone's paper, someone's rock.
Maybe scissors is more.
More dynamic. Yeah. And we don't know who's who. It's fine.
Yeah.
So whatever looks better.
So maybe the hand paper should be. Well,
Yeah. Good thinking.
so there's the third panel.
And then fourth is, again, we'll make some assumptions that they've made it to said tent. And maybe they're like poking their head through and they're like shocked.
Already in the tent.
Yeah.
What if he's like crouching from the car to the tent?
Or that. Yeah. Yeah. Like we want to show somebody lost and is headed.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it depends how you want to do that last panel. I assume you want to show the reaction to whatever the hell's in there.
Yes. Maybe I tried to the front wheel of the car here, and the guy's going like Spider-Man on the ground.
Yeah, staying low, right?
Yeah. And here's the tent, and maybe the bear looks like for the other side.
Yeah, it's like not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's good.
The lights are still on. Maybe like that. Okay, and I need a space for a free panel.
Squeeze it all.
Yeah, yeah. I think
I guess this is why the layouts are so important, right?
yes.
You don't know until you've already
Oh,
got it all in place.
I think I can share this a little bit more. Right. More. This. What happens in the last one?
So the last one is the reveal. So he's in the tent and there's something in there. Is it a baby cub? Is it, that makes sense, I think, right? Is that why it's there? It's not there for food. They're
There.
hide,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's looking for its child, and now this poor sap is stuck in the tent with it.
Oh, I know. First the key
Yes.
and
Nothing.
maybe the cow is sleeping
Oh, nice. Yes.
in the tent.
On the key or near the
Yeah.
key.
And it's a huge tent.
And that's
Uh,
okay. It's suspension of disbelief.
Well, I think I have to rethink the panels. Oh, well, maybe this works.
I think it worked.
Yeah. Okay.